Hello everyone. My Children, My Africa is a very interesting play written by Atholfugard. He's a playwright, an actor, a stage director, and a novelist at the same time. He writes this play inspired by a story that appeared in a newspaper in South Africa in 1985. In that story, in the newspaper, it was said that a particular teacher was necklaced. In other words, he was set alight with a burning tire during the protest, because the protesters believed that this particular teacher was an informer or a spy of the South African police of that time during the apartheid era. So Atholfugard writes a play that is based on this true story. The story is set in South Africa. If you look at the setting of this play, you'll find that most of the events of the plot take place at Zolile High School, which is a school in an area or township called Brakwater. Now we're going to look at that name itself, Brakwater, as to what does it mean and what does it symbolize. We have three main characters in this play. We have the teacher, Mr. Anela Nyalaja, also referred to as Mr. M throughout the play. He is a teacher at Zolile High School. Therefore, the student under the same teacher, the student is Tami Mbigwana, who is very brilliant, intelligent, vibrant, and energetic. Then we have Isabel Dyson, who is a student at Kemtebu High School. She is a very brilliant, intelligent, passionate, eloquent, young, white girl. Most of the events of the plot take place at Zolile High School. But we do find Mr. M going to Kemtebu High School to look for Isabel Dyson, inviting her to the English literature quiz competition. But at the end of the story, we find a totally different setting where we find Isabel Dyson standing on the top of the mountain at Wapansberg Pass, which is a place where, according to Tammy's words, it is where Mr. M was inspired to be a teacher. In Act 2, Scene 4, we quote the words of Tammy, where he says, "It was there where it all started, where he knew what he wanted to do with his life, being a teacher, being the Mr. M we knew." Oh, so at the end of the play, Isabel is standing right at the place where Mr. M was inspired to be a teacher. But let's take a look at the first event of the plot. We are at Zolile High School at number 1 classroom, where there is a debate between Zolile High School and Kemtebu High School. Zolile High School is represented by Tami, and Kemtebu is a white school represented by Isabel Dyson. At the end of the debate, Isabel is the winner.
This is Manga Dominion K, teaching beyond boundaries.
Now in this tutorial, we shall look at two aspects. We shall look at the title. We want to find out the meaning of the title, the ideas that are conveyed, the sense that we can deduce from the title. Who could be the speaker? Who are the addressees? That's what we are going to look at. And the second thing that we shall look at in this video, we shall be looking at the characterization of Mr. M. Who is Mr. M? In his monologue on page 60 to page 63, Act 1, Scene 4. This is the information that we gather about him. His full name is Anela Mialakia. Age 57. Marital status, he's a bachelor. In other words, he's unmarried. Occupation or his work is employment. He is a teacher. His address or physical address where he stays, where he resides at the back room of the Reverend Mbopa's house next to the Anglican Church of St. Mark. And he describes the house or the room where he stays in this way. It's a little on the small side. We shall take a further look at that in our next presentation. Now let's take a look now at his knowledge, his aspirations. Who is Mr. M in terms of knowledge and personality and aspirations? On page 60, we discover that he says, I am a man who in the eager pursuit of knowledge forgets his food, and in the joy of its attainment forgets his sorrows. Oh, he is a man who has got the eager pursuit of knowledge. He loves knowledge. He values what? Knowledge or learning. That's why he is a learned person. Number 2, on page 61, we find that he believes in the teachings of that teacher, the most wise of all the ancient philosophers, Confucius. Now you ask me, who is Confucius? Good question. You see, Confucius was a Chinese philosopher and a politician who was born on the 28th of September 551 BC and died on the 11th of April 479 before Christ. His philosophy is also known as Confucianism. It emphasized personal and governmental morality, as well as correctness of social relationship. Confucius believed in justice, kindness, and sincerity. So just right there you can see that this is how Mr. M views the world. Also on page 41, in Act 1, Scene 1, Mr. M is depicted, he is portrayed as a passionate and enthusiastic teacher who values order, or who values doing things in an orderly manner. He also admires intelligence. Notice his first line in the play. He says, order please. That is line 1. In line 4, again he says, I call you both to order, as he addresses Tammy and Isabel Dyson during the debate. In line 11, he says again, come to order. He then takes the dictionary to look up the meaning or definition of a debate, and he reads to them. And he says, my dictionary defines it as follows: the orderly and regulated discussion of an issue with opposing viewpoints, receiving equal time and consideration. Now that is on page 41. So you can see that Mr. M believes in doing things how? Orderly and in a regulated manner. That's Mr. M. Now, if you've been watching this whole video, and especially if you are a student and you are doing this play with your teacher at school, please answer the following question. What kind of a person is Mr. M? Write your answer in one full sentence mentioning 2 points. Write your answer in the comments section below. Friends, that's what we had for today. Next time, we shall look at the characterization of Tammy and Isabel Dyson. We shall also look at the themes that we deduce from this play. Folks, if you liked this video and if you benefited from this video, please press the like button and subscribe our channel. Don't forget to share it with your friends. Until we meet next time.